Have you ever wondered what is typically included in a home sale? As a seller, when you move out, what can and can't you take with you? Today, I'm going to cover inclusions, exclusions, and fixtures. I'm Bethany Warnches, real estate agent with Addison Jones, and you are watching Tuesday Talks with Bethany, where I answer real estate FAQs. So first of all, I'm going to start with inclusions. So the most common thing that we see included with a home sale would be appliances. And I would say kitchen appliances are very often included. Now, they don't have to be, but typically they are. So reasons they may not be, sometimes a new build might not include them, or an investor flipped a house and they decided not to purchase appliances as well, or maybe a seller just bought a fridge 2 months ago and it's brand new and they love it and they want to take it to their new house. That's probably the most likely reasons that I see appliances not included. But if you are going to be listing your home, I would say that it's typical and expected for them to be included, and I would just encourage you to include them. Again, you don't have to, but just more normal for a typical home sale. Then what about washer and dryer? Now that's a little different. That I feel like I see more 50-50 if it stays or goes. Kind of like I just talked about the 2-month-old refrigerator. Oftentimes I see sellers who want to take them with them if they are newer and they just bought them and they love them. So again, you can do whatever you want as a seller about including or excluding, but that I see more 50-50 with a washer and dryer versus the kitchen appliances being included most of the time. Inclusions are also an area to do clarification. So things like window treatments, water softeners, swing sets. And the reason we need to clarify those things is because they are fixtures, actually. So what is a fixture? Back in my real estate class, I learned a really simple definition of a fixture, and that is something that would be expected to stay with the house and would not go onto a moving truck. So what are some examples of that? Maybe you planted a baby apple tree in the backyard. That would be expected to stay. Or you have a new front door, storm door that you installed. That would be expected to stay. Or a water softener, whether it's owned or even if it's rented. If it's rented, then it would be excluded. But if it's owned, it would be expected to stay. And then with those items, even like a light fixture, you're not going to rip that off the wall and put that onto the moving truck. So those are just some examples. And I'm going to give you here the definition from the offer to purchase on what a fixture is, so you know, and not just that simple definition to dummy it down. But fixture is defined as an item of property which is physically attached or so closely associated with the land, buildings, or improvements so as to be treated as part of the real estate, including without limitation physically attached items not easily removable without damage to the premises. So if you have something of your own on the wall and you're going to rip it off and then it's going to cause a ton of damage, it should really be staying. Or items specifically adapted to the premises and items customarily treated as fixtures. So that's the offer to purchase definition of a fixture, and then it goes on to list more examples. So I talked about the tree, the door, the light fixture, the water softener, but here's some more. So garden bulbs, plants, shrubs, and trees, like I said, you're not going to dig them out and take them with you. A good example though of something would maybe be you have a plant like a rose bush in memory of a person or in memory of a pet, and you want to take it with you. You just need to put that in the exclusions. Screen and storm doors and windows, you're not going to be ripping those out. Electric lighting fixtures, so if there's a sentimental light fixture that your grandma gave you that's in your living room, buyers are just going to walk through and not know that, and then you take it with you, and where did the light fixture go? No, it's just important that you let them know that living room light fixture is excluded from the get-go. Or better yet, you take it down before you list the house and you put on a different light fixture and you already have it packed up and ready to go. Window shades, curtain and traverse rods, blinds, and shutters. So this is an important area to clarify. So you would expect that, the window treatments are going to remain, but say your daughter has these pink curtains that she wants to take to her next room at the next house, and you want to exclude the pink curtains. Or in the master bedroom, you have those blackout, dark ones that don't let any light in, and you want to take those with you. So then you just need to exclude them. Central heating and cooling units and attached equipment, water heaters, water softeners, and treatment systems. Sump pumps, attached or fitted floor coverings. You're not going to rip out your carpet. Awnings, attached antennas and satellite dishes. Audio-visual wall mounting brackets. So that would be like your TV mounts. Those are expected to stay. It's fine if you want to take them with you, but then you just need to put it in the exclusions. Garage door openers and remote controls. Security systems, central vac systems and accessories. In-ground sprinkler systems, built-in appliances, ceiling fans, fences, in-ground pet containment systems, storage buildings on permanent foundations, and docks, piers on permanent foundations. So that gives you all of these examples of what fixtures are. So if you want to take any of those things with you, here it says exclude any fixtures to be retained by sellers. You just need to clarify that. You need to exclude them. And then any items that are rented. So water softeners and security systems are two good examples of things that could be rented. So you just need to exclude those things. Now, what about if you as a seller want to include the lawnmower or the snowblower or the hot tub, or even if the buyer sees the kitchen table and they love it and you're okay parting with it and they want to include the kitchen table? Well, the thing is, the lender is responsible for only financing the house. And really the only things that they like to see on the offer to purchase are the appliances and maybe some of that clarification on fixtures, but they don't necessarily like to see other items. So what we do is we handle those separate items like furniture, four-wheelers, lawnmowers, on what's called a bill of sale. And that's just handled separately, where a buyer purchased that separately for whatever buyer and seller work out as a price for those items. And it's not a part of the offer to purchase that the lender is lending on because they're not financing those other items. So if we go back to exclusions. So exclusions are the area to list things that people would have expected to stay with the home, but you are going to take them with you. And here's some examples again. So say you have a cabinet in the corner and it's going with you, but when you look at it, it almost looks built in from the angle, and so the buyer might think it's staying. So the important part here really is to just clarify. What about, like I mentioned, sentimental light fixture? You need to put that in as an exclusion. A rolling kitchen island, it's not attached, but it's in the kitchen and being used. So is it included or is it excluded? Clarify it. A bathroom mirror, you just remodeled the bathroom, you really love the mirror that you put in there, you kind of wanted to take it with you, just exclude it. The garage shelving, is it staying, is it going? Clarify. If it's in the gray area of if it's staying or going, just clarify it. When you move out, though, sellers, you are not taking your toilet paper holders and your toilet seats and your blinds and your TV mounts unless you have excluded those items. Then you can, but otherwise you are not taking those items. And also, sellers, it's important when you move out that according to the offer to purchase, you leave your home in broom swept condition, so you clean it, and it's free of all debris, refuse, and personal property, except for property belonging to current tenants, so if there are tenants there, or it's sold to the buyer or left with the buyer's permission. So you need to go through all of that junk in your basement, in your garage, in your closets, in your cupboards, and clean it out. And you don't leave it behind because you don't feel like moving it or because you think the buyer would benefit from it. No, you need to either trash it, sell it, or donate it. And if you do come across something during the transaction that you would like to leave behind or you think the buyer would maybe benefit from, Then what you need to do is ask the buyer for their permission and ask them if they want it to be able to leave it behind. So in summary, with inclusions, exclusions, and fixtures, the offer to purchase has the final say about what is included or excluded. And if there's anything in that gray area where it's questionable, it's just really important that you clarify it. So hopefully this helps you out, sellers, as you are looking to sell, about what you need to include, exclude, and clarify. And then buyers, when you are buying, helps you understand what's maybe going to be there and what's maybe not going to be there. So hopefully that was helpful to both sides, to sellers and buyers. So thanks for watching today. I'm going to be back in 2 weeks again. And at that time, I'm going to go through another freebie of mine, which is for buyers. Whether you are a first-time home buyer, you're a move-up buyer upgrading to your next house, or you're even downsizing, what this does is it helps you as a buyer go through and really pinpoint what you want in a home and what you are looking for. And that's why it's called Staying Focused on Finding the One. So I will see you then.